Hey guys, this is Shane Guns with 365 Radio Network, and I'm on the phone today with Zach from Cross the Divide. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. So, I ran across you guys, I guess, a few months ago, and what I saw was the title track, "The Perfect Storm," and man, that was pretty cool. I really dug that.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. So, Zach, let's talk about your role in the band and what your influences are as a musician.
Well, I play guitar and I sing in the band, which is a three-piece. So we got a lot to fill out with just the three guys. Um, so, and my influences, let's see. Well, I grew up listening to like Creed and Three Doors Down. Myself, and I really draw a lot of influence from Mark Tremonti, honestly.
Right.
And in my playing style, actually, interestingly enough, I draw a lot of stuff from POD, the guitars from POD as well.
Oh, nice, very nice, very nice. That's the first time I've heard POD mentioned in an interview that I've done, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So when I first heard "The Perfect Storm," I was a little hesitant at first to click the link, but then I did, and just the sounds alone, just from you three guys, it's awesome, and it's what we call here in Texas a power trio. And your guitar work, the bass, and the drums just all together work really well.
Well, thank you very much.
So let's talk about "The Perfect Storm." How it came to be and what it means to the band.
Okay. Well, The Perfect Storm is, it was kind of birthed out of pain. Honestly, like, I do a lot of the writing. Usually I bring kind of the framework of a song to the band, and the guys each put their piece into it. They write the part for their instrument. But I kind of write the chording and the lyrics for the most part. And so for me, like, the lyrics for this song came from, I had just a ton of stuff going on in my life all at the same time. I had lost multiple friends to heart attacks at young ages. Like one guy was like 35. And another guy he was also in his 30s. Both of them just dropped dead suddenly. One of them left a kid behind. I lost my great grandmother, and I just had a ton of other stuff going on at the same time. Relationship stuff, and there were other guys in the band. The other guys in the band were also having things going on in their lives. It was just a lot all at once. So it was the perfect storm. And the lyrics of the song say this, this is the perfect storm to take me out, to pull me under.
Right.
And, I'm a man of faith. I'm a Christian. And so this little line at the end of there just saying, like, it says, "So lead the way or I won't make it through this hurricane." And that line is it's just a quick little prayer, like, like, help me out, help me get through it, just that.
Right, exactly. Well, and I find that little tagline really interesting because you don't find a lot of that in mainstream music today.
Yeah. That's kind of, that's where we want to be. It's we're not looking to shove anything down anybody's throat, but there's a lot of music out there that's, there's a lot of really fun music out there, but there's a lot of people who go to music for hope. They're looking for that, just that's the thing that the way they find their way out of trouble,
Right.
And so we have stuff in there that is there for people who are looking for that.
Right, exactly. Well, and it certainly delivers that message because like I said, the first time I listened to it, I was like, wow, I've had a really crappy day, but here I am listening to this song, and my day didn't seem so bad, So it's
nice.
kind of cool. Well, I want to talk about the bass player, and I know he's not there, but I really dig his little lines in the song, and they're just really spot on. And they're different from what I'm used to. I'm used to a lot of the heavy metal stuff, but it's different. It's just really intriguing. So Just wanted to point that out there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, he's a monster. He's so talented. He's actually an endorser with Warwick as well. He's got a crazy ability to play all sorts of technical stuff. I'm very honored to he's my brother. I'm very honored to have him be by my side in our band. And I really like the stuff he does in there, the tapping licks and stuff, and
Right.
the choruses, and he has there's a little solo break he has in that song as well.
Yeah, I noticed a little solo for him. That's really cool, and it really fits well in the song itself. So, anyways, so I noticed that you guys, again, you're a power trio, and just from the video alone, I get a sense that there's a real tight bond between you guys. And there's obviously a real tight chemistry because the music is really good.
Yes, thank you very much. I mean, that's cool that you noticed that even from our video. We actually picked up Jake pretty recently, but he's really melded with us. We're a band of brothers.
Right.
Very very tight.
Right, exactly. So, do you guys have anything else in the works besides? Is there an EP coming out? Is there an album?
We are working on a full-length album right now. Actually, we're going to go into the studio next week, in fact. And we have a crowdfunding thing going through Indiegogo right now, trying to just raise the last little bit of what we need to get that done. But we're trying to go, all in on this one. It's going to be definitely by far the best record we've put out. We have 2 other CDs we've done as a band. The last one we're pretty proud of. But this one that we have coming is, it's got some really, really good stuff coming on it.
Right. Well, I noticed that you guys' numbers over the last couple of months have really started to climb on Facebook and Reverb Nation as well. So you're catching ground. So that's good.
Yes.
So, all right. So where can we find your music? Speaking of.
Well, you can currently buy all of our music, wherever, iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, all the major distributors online. You can buy them there. Otherwise, if you want to get hard copies, you can order hard copies online.
Okay.
But obviously, we sell them at our shows and stuff too.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, are you guys gigging a lot these days?
We've recently kind of had a little slowdown just because we've been trying to get the final touches on all the tracks for the album. But we'll be ramping up here for the summer. We got some really big stuff coming up. We have one in May with Seven Dust and Trivium in Connecticut. And we're playing with Disturbed and Breaking Benjamin and Alter Bridge later in the year. And actually, interestingly enough, to mention POD again, we're playing with them also in August.
Wow, very, very cool. So you're playing with some pretty heavy hitters there.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So when you guys go to write a song, do you just kind of come up with an idea in your head, or does anybody else and just kind of all come together and put it together?
Yeah, like I said, normally I get the idea for the song to begin with. I put the chord structures together and the melodies and stuff. But I try to have it be as inclusive as possible, so that it doesn't end up being too much of the same thing over and again. So it stays fresh,
Right.
And there've definitely been places where Jake has contributed. Actually, Jake isn't just a drummer; he's a multi-instrumentalist and a vocalist as well.
Nice.
He's really, really talented kid, and he's going to have some guitar riffs that are pretty cool that will be featured on the album that we have coming out. I'm playing them, but they're his riffs.
Right.
And he's contributed some in terms of lyrics as well. And Chase has always been the guy I bounce ideas off of when they're like really new. So they're both an integral part of the writing process.
Right, very, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I like to see that in a band. I many times I run across a band and they'll say, "Well, our guitarist comes with all the ideas, and we just put it all together." And it's a very good thing where you're all in it together, to make to make it all happen. So that's pretty cool. That's cool. So you mentioned that you have 2 other CDs out before this one. Let's talk about those. Let's talk about where they are at this point.
Well, our first one, honestly, like both of our CDs we did on our own.
Right.
We did all the recording and mixing and mastering and stuff. Our first one, we kind of we tend to brush that one under the rug a little bit, just because when we did it, we were pretty amateur. But it was a really good learning process.
Right.
Not that we hadn't ever been done any kind of recording before, but we were doing it all on our own, so we learned how to record and what we were looking for. And even though it came out poorly, we learned a ton from the process. And there are some songs on that CD that are actually pretty good. They're just recorded poorly. But the second CD we did was actually just me and my brother, and it was Chase and me, and we didn't have a drummer at the time, so we programmed the drums. But that CD had songs that we felt, like, how could we, at the time, we felt like, how could we write better songs than these? We felt like they were really, really solid. And,
right.
And they really spoke like the soul of who we are as people and as a band. That EP is called, it's 5 tracks. It's called On the Edge.
Okay.
And, those songs are up on Reverb Nation and on YouTube and stuff. So those songs were, they were kind of what established us as a band worth listening to. And it was with those songs, and once Jake joined the project, that we really started making waves and blowing up in our area. And and now we're starting to be recognized on the national scene as well. We aren't touring yet, but we've got fans all over the country.
Right, exactly. Well, like I said, I know when I first heard you guys, and it was like, wow. And I went back to my network, and I was like, we got to put these guys, in our rotation. And JL, he was like, okay, whatever you want, like, I trust your judgment. So I submitted everything you guys submitted to me to him, and so now you get airplay not only on my show but also all over the network. So
that's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. It's kind of what we do here. We like to spotlight the the underdogs, and and you guys seem to be up and coming as much as anybody with that. Like I said, you have that sound that's different than the metal stuff that's out there. You have that stuff that's different than a lot of the radio stuff, the regular mainstream radio stuff. And we dig that, and this kind of, I picked you up and said hey, let's run with this. So
awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, well, let's wrap up this interview, but I would like to come back and revisit once the album is out.
Absolutely.
And talk about it some more, and maybe we can get everybody involved at that time.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, cool. Well, man, I greatly appreciate this opportunity and look forward to what's coming up in this year.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay.
In the city